natural resource, that is land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resource. In this video, we are taking information regarding water source. Water, in this lesson, we are taking information on these points: water as a resource, problems of water availability, and how to conserve water as a resource. Water is a vital, renewable natural resource. We know on earth about 71% occupies water area, and that is mostly with oceans. 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water, and because of that, this planet is called as water planet also. It was in the primitive oceans that life began almost 3.5 billion years ago. Means when we take information, we know that life is began from water, and about 3.5 billion years we get resources. Ocean water is, however, a saline and not fit for human consumption. Though there is much water is available, but we can't use this water because most of the water, ocean water, is a saline water. Fresh water, and whatever the amount of water is available, more than 97% water is saline water in the oceans and seas. Remaining fresh water, about that is approximately 2.7%, and this water, most of this part is nearly 70% of this occurs as ice sheet and glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland and mountain regions. Due to their location, they are inaccessible. Normally, we can't get this water. Only 1% of fresh water is available and fit for human use. It is found as groundwater, as surface water in the rivers and lakes, and as water vapor in the atmosphere, and that is only 1%. Now, what are the uses of water? Mostly we are using water for drinking and washing, processing of production, water for agriculture, that is a major requirement of water. Industries, we require water for industries. Generating electricity, if we interested for hydroelectricity, it is used, and for that purpose reservoirs of dams is used. Day by day population is increasing, and for increasing population, water requires. Rising demands for food and cash crops. There is some cash crops, and it requires more water in quantity. Increasing urbanization and rising standard of living. We are using this showers and using more and more water, and for standard of living, that is increasing. If we see some facts, in 1975, consumption water for human use was 3,850 cubic It soared to more than 6,000 cubic kilometers a year in 2000. That is increase in about 25 years. And dripping tap weighs 1200 liters in a year. If we compare with single home, that is a figure. Why water is precious for us? Water is the most precious element on the earth. Water can neither be added nor be subtracted from the earth. Whatever the amount, so many years back, that is remained constant even today. Thousands of years before water quantity, whatever the quantity is there, same quantity is even available today also. And even after 1,000 years, it remains same. Its abundance only seems to vary because it is in the constant motion. So much water is available, but despite of that, why we are facing problem? And that is the reason. That is in constant motion, and because of in some area that gets more, and in some area scarcity of water we face. Cycling through the oceans, the air, the land, and back again through the process of evaporation, precipitation, and runoff water. That is a water cycle. Here we are seeing that is a hydrochloric cycle, hydrologic cycle. This one is a hydrologic cycle: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, and this occurs one after another. This is the water cycle. In so many areas of world, there is a water problem faces. Now, these areas are most of the Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America, and entire Australia. In these areas, people facing problem of water. There is a scarcity of water. Have you ever heard about water market? Now everywhere, in every city, even in Himachal or in Uttaranchal, there is a water market because everyone purchases water bottle everywhere. But this incident is before few years. Amreli city in Saurashtra region with a population of 1.25 lakh is completely dependent on purchasing water from nearby talukas. There is one report that within next 20 years, Hyderabad city will have no underground water. And so many cities have reported such type of things. Now, what are the problems for conservation of water resources? Where one is overuse and population or pollution. We are overusing this water and making pollution, discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage agriculture chemicals. We are discharging this to a river, and due to that, a river become polluted. Industrial effluent we are also discharging in that river. Pollute water with nitrate, metals, and pesticides. These are major contents in polluted waters, and most of these chemicals are being non-biodegradable. Now, what are the solutions or what are the conservation methods of this valuable resource? Forest and other vegetation cover. We have to increase forest cover, we have to increase vegetation cover, and because of that, underground water level will be increased, and for that purpose we will get water easily. The canal should be properly lined to minimize losses by water seepage. That is also we have to do. There are so many dams are built and so many canals, but if we use it properly, there are some examples that canals are properly closed, or closed tunnels are used as a canals, and because of that evaporation may be reduced, and we conserve this valuable source. Therefore, it's wherever possible use sprinklers effectively, drip or trickle irrigation, especially in dry areas, that will be possible with high rates of evaporation. That is very useful in such type of area. Control the water pollution. That is one another method, and that is very important for us. Water purification plant, if we construct or set up a water purification plant nearby oceans, then we can use ocean water with purification plant and conserve this. Then other method is recycling of water. Whatever the water resource we are using, we can recycle that. We are using water for taking bath, and that water may be recycled, that may be used for garden purpose, and such type we can conserve water. And this one is another important method of water harvesting. Now, what is water harvesting system? That is process of collecting rainwater from rooftops and directing it to an appropriate location and storing for future use. That is called as rainwater harvesting. And one report says that on an average, one spell of rain for 2 hours is enough to save 8,000 liters of water. Means if we collect throughout the years